very nice to be here. I'm just always thrilled to be somewhere that isn't a wedding. It's just so nice for me. Particularly as the last wedding that I went to, it was back in Kent where I'm from, so my husband wasn't invited. And I got there and I realised I had slept with 3 of the men there. That's quite a high percentage, isn't it? Yeah. It was a small wedding, mainly family. Oh my God. But then I was like, let's reframe this actually. What a legend. I should tell someone about this, share the good news. I was quite drunk, so I was like, oh, who should I tell? Then I was like, I know who'll appreciate this. My husband. So I messaged him, but because I was quite drunk, my use of past and present tense was off. So I just messaged him saying, I've slept with 3 men at this wedding! Exclamation mark, phone died. The problem in my relationship is that I am a very bad drunk and my husband is sober. And the problem is you drink to forget, don't you? But he remembers everything that I did the night before and then he tells me the next day, which I think is rude. We're very proud of him though. He's been off the drink and drugs for 8 years. It's quite an achievement. Yeah, and I just thank you. I just can't wait till he relapses. Can't wait, counting down the days. Okay. We've been together for a long time now, over 10 years, so it's hard to keep the spark alive. One of the things we did recently that I recommend is we did our love language tests. I don't know if you know about love languages. So you find out what you need in a relationship to feel loved and appreciated. So it turned out my husband's love language was physical touch and quality time. So time spent with me made him feel loved and appreciated. And my love language was acts of servitude and gifts. I don't think my husband is my soulmate. I think that my soulmate is Amazon Prime. I'm in love with them. It's a problem. We went away for our anniversary recently to keep the spark alive. We went to this really nice hotel and we were sat outside in the courtyard and the sun was setting. I'd got really dressed up and I saw him looking at me and I was like, oh my God, I think he's about to tell me how beautiful I look. And then he's in tonight. I thought he was going to tell me how beautiful I looked. And so I was like, yes. And then he just looked at me and he went, Harriet, it's so weird. Like in some lights, it really looks like you have a beard. And I was like, oh, I did not think you were going to say that. Okay, happy anniversary. Enjoy this one because it might be your last. So yeah, we've been together for over 10 years and I've never cheated on him. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. I feel so proud about that. And it's because I have cheated in past relationships. And I know that is bad. I know it is a terrible thing to do. You can really hurt somebody. But my God, you feel alive. What a thrill, you know. Oh, they did the phone. Yeah, no, but it's a very bad thing to do. And I got a taste of my own medicine because early in my relationship with my husband, before he got sober, he cheated on me. And for a lot of people, yeah, that would be a deal breaker. They'd break up with him and they'd say, that is it, you don't deserve to be with me. But I think actually the bigger punishment is to stay with them and make them suffer every day for the rest of their lives. I'm like, did you do the dishes? And he's like, no. And I'm like, remember. He does them. One of my friends said that the best revenge if someone cheats on you is to sleep with their best friend. But my husband's best friend lives with his mum and doesn't believe in showers. Like, I only would have been hurting myself, you know. For me. I'm the kind of woman that thinks every erection is about me. Do you know what I mean? So like, my husband will wake up with a boner and I'll be like, oh my God. I can't believe I did that. And he's like, Harriet, it's something to do with you, I was asleep. And I'm like, I was asleep too, this is mad. Oh my God. Imagine what I can do when I'm awake. This is crazy. I am so powerful. So yeah, we've been together for over 10 years. So we met before the apps. So we met the old-fashioned way. I don't know if people are dating on apps, but a lot of my friends, they're worried they won't have a story to tell their kids when they grow up about how they met. So me and my husband are so lucky that we met the old-fashioned way. So we can say, when they say, oh, Mummy and Daddy, how'd you meet? We can say, oh, Mummy and Daddy met the old-fashioned way. Mummy and Daddy were at a party, and Mummy and Daddy's eyes met over the dance floor, and then Mummy went home and fucked someone else. The old-fashioned way! A lovely little bedtime story, so romantic. I was single for a long time before I met my husband, and I always thought, like, to be in a relationship, you have to be perfect. That's what I thought. Like, for someone to love you, you have to be perfect. So what happens is you meet someone, they just pretend that you're perfect. You know, it's like, hide that crazy deep down. Yeah. And you go out for a bit and you're like, they're falling for this. Yeah, just gotta keep pretending you're normal. And you go a bit longer and you're like, yeah, no, I'm cool, whatever. Yeah. And I thought what happens is one day you get married and you're like, surprise! It's too late! It's fucked. What I realised is I got into my 30s, I was married, and all my friends in the same situation, they were like, don't you find hope in your 30s to get married? All your family is saying, when are you going to have a baby? When are you going to have a baby? But what I realised is that no one in my family was saying that to me. Like, if anything, my mum was like, no rush, you know. My grandma was like, some women are never ready. You just do you. And I think the reason is I'm a bit of a mess. I have a scientific reason. I got diagnosed with something called dyspraxia. I don't know if you know what that is. It basically affects your spatial awareness, your coordination, your thinking can be a bit confused. And I found out I had it because I was at dinner with my family and my sister said, Harriet, I was watching Embarrassing Bodies last night and I think you might have the same thing as the woman on it. And I was like, that is not a sentence you ever want to hear. Okay. And so I had to get tested for it, and I was so nervous and worked up at this test and what it meant, and Professor was coming to my house to test me, and it was going to take all afternoon, and I got so worked up that I opened the door to him, and I just burst into tears, and I started crying in this poor professor's face, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I just got so worked up this test and what it means. I was like, come in, and I led him into the living room, and I got my foot stuck in a bowl, so I was crying with my foot stuck in a bowl, and I was like, I'm so sorry, just give me one moment while I just get this bowl off of my foot. And then he was like, no, thank you so much, Harriet, you just saved us 5 hours. I think you got it, love. I think you got it. So I was like, cool, what does that mean? He's like, don't worry, there's a dyspraxia forum for your sort. I really recommend it, bunch of morons. Some people are very serious, it really affects their life, but some people, they're just looking for an excuse. There was this one woman on it called Sheila, and she was like, hi guys, I don't know if this is a dyspraxia thing, but it really burns when I pee. I don't think that's a dyspraxia thing, Sheila, you know. This is a heavy weekend, Sheila. Like, you need to lie down, it's a grammar juice, Sheila. It's a different thing, Sheila, it's different. So the diagnosis helped me to make sense of a lot of my life, you know. I lived in chaos, particularly when I was single. I once went home with this guy, right, and I was trying to act really together and really normal, because I liked him. It was the first time I went home with him. We went back, and he went to take off my skirt, and I was like, yeah, cool, mate, whatever. And then he went to take off my pants, and that's when I realised I'd accidentally put on 2 pairs of pants. So he took off the first pair, and then it was just like, oh, God! It's like, whatever she's hiding, it's clearly for a good reason. We just went to sleep. This different guy once came back, and my room was such a mess that we got into bed, and he found in my bed a high visibility jacket. I don't know what he thought. Like, you know how some people are turned on by danger? No, I'm aroused by safety. Buckle